Have you been eating healthy, trying to lose weight, and the scale just won't budge? Or maybe you feel like your metabolism is completely stuck. Now, if you've blamed yourself or thought, if only I'd had willpower, I'd finally lose weight. Well, I want you to stay tuned because the real problem is not what you eat, and it's not even your motivation. It's actually something that we do every single day. It's how you sleep. So today I'm breaking down exactly how poor sleep can slow down your weight loss, increase cravings, and worsen insulin resistance and blood sugar, and what you can do about it. So stay tuned. Hey everybody, Erin here with Healthy Mom, Happy Family. And as a registered dietitian and diabetes educator, one of the biggest struggles I see with my patients every single week is that they feel like they're doing everything possible, but they're just not seeing results. And here's the thing, improving your health and your weight isn't just about the food. In order to be successful, you have to focus on one main thing first before anything else, and that's actually your sleep. See, sleep isn't just rest. It's actually an active time when your body is recalibrating hormones. And these are the hormones that control everything from hunger to fullness to blood sugar and even how your body stores fat. Now, if your sleep is starting to fall apart, all of a sudden these hormones start to misfire and suddenly weight loss feels impossible, even if your diet is technically perfect. So before I dive in and show you how to improve your sleep, which is the key to unlocking your weight loss success, I just want to remind you that if you are looking for simple tips and tricks and recipes on how to improve your blood sugar, manage type 2 diabetes, or prevent it, then make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss a new video. All right, let's get into it. All right, so what's this hidden reason that you're not losing weight? If you know that you are doing everything possible, but you're not seeing any results, I want you to understand what could really be happening in your body. So when I say it's not willpower, it's sleep. What I'm talking about is the way that poor sleep quietly affects your metabolism, your hunger hormones, your blood sugar, and even how your body stores fat. Even when you think that you are doing everything you need to lose weight and improve your health. Because as your body is sleeping, your body is actively regulating all these different hormones in your body. The hormones that control hunger, fullness, cravings, energy, blood sugar balance, and how your body stores or releases fat. So I want you to think about sleep as your body's nightly reset. Now, when you cut that reset short, or you're just getting that fragmented sleep where you're waking up and falling back asleep, what happens is your body starts the next day already stressed and out of balance. And so if your weight loss is stalled and you're looking at your carbs, you're looking at your calories, everything seems in check, but you're just not seeing results, then you want to look at your sleep. Now, most adults need 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep. And how consistent your sleep schedule is from day to day and how stressed and exhausted you feel are directly linked. So if your body is not getting the recovery it needs, it's going to be hard to support a healthy metabolism. And I have found working with thousands of clients that so many people who struggle with weight loss resistance is this missing piece that no one's talking about. It is sleep. So I want you to ask yourself, are you regular getting at least 7 hours of sleep a night? Do you go to bed and do you wake up at the same time, or is it very different from night to night? And when you wake up, do you feel energized and ready to go, or do you feel really sluggish and like you need caffeine to function? Well, if you are feeling less than rested when you wake up, I want you to stay tuned because we're going to talk about what's causing poor sleep and how you can correct it to improve weight management and health. All right, so when you don't get enough sleep, there is something happening in your body that impacts appetite. So your two key appetite hormones are ghrelin, which we usually call the hunger hormone. It's telling your brain, I'm hungry, let's go find food. And then there's leptin, and this is what we call the fullness hormone. It signals, okay, I've had enough, I can stop eating, I feel satisfied. Now, here's the thing about sleep. When you're sleep deprived, ghrelin goes up, so you feel hungrier, you get hungry more often, you feel less satisfied after meals. And leptin, it goes down. So it makes it harder to feel satisfied and harder to stop eating. So that change alone makes it much harder if you've had a poor night's sleep because you tend to overeat more, you have more cravings, you're not feeling satisfied. But it doesn't stop there. We also have cortisol, which is your main stress hormone. And when you're tired, a tired body is a stressed body. So now we have higher cortisol levels in the body. This increases belly fat storage, it worsens insulin resistance, it makes more blood sugar spikes and crashes, so you have erratic blood sugar during the day. And you're also going to have stronger cravings for quick energy foods like sugars and refined carbohydrates. So if you've ever noticed that after a poor night of sleep, you're craving carbs all day long, or you feel like no matter what you eat, you're still hungry, there's a biological reason for that. It's not your willpower, it's not your body failing you, it's actually your body trying to protect you. Because if you think from your body's perspective, a lack of sleep looks like a threat. So your body is trying to push forward for fast energy so it can store fat in case that stress continues. Now, we know that's not what you actually want, but your body doesn't know that. So we have to look at what can you do to improve sleep so that you can start to achieve a healthier body weight. So the first thing is we don't want to skip breakfast. Instead, you want a high protein, high fiber breakfast. Think about like Greek yogurt with berries or some eggs with vegetables and whole grain toast, because this is stabilizing blood sugar and ghrelin. Now, if you have had a poor night's sleep, what can you do? Well, you start with a good breakfast, but you also want to think about, okay, I know I'm going to be hungrier today. I know I'm going to have more cravings. So don't put those tempting foods right in your line of sight. Put them maybe out of reach and put the things you want to eat more of right out in front. And also realize ahead of time, you're probably going to have an energy dip midday, maybe around 3 o'clock. So let's make sure we're powering up our body. And a way to do that is to have a protein and slow digested carbohydrate, like an apple with peanut butter, right in the midday, right in that afternoon snack time, because that's going to stabilize blood sugar and keep energy up. Because here's the thing I want you to realize. You can't just use willpower to fix a sleep-deprived body. No matter what you do, having a lack of sleep is really making your body work against you and work against weight loss. That's why sleep has to become a huge focus when we think about diabetes management and weight management. And that's why I made it the huge focus of my upcoming book, The Sleepdemic Solution, which I cannot wait to share with you all. It is coming soon. So if you want a sneak peek into when it will be released and more about it, make sure to check the description below. All right, so let's talk a little bit about the link between sleep and metabolism, blood sugar, and insulin resistance. So if you're noticing that you think you're doing all the things right, but your weight loss is plateaued or your weight's going up, blood sugar's going up, you're more insulin resistant, I don't want you to feel discouraged. You're not lazy, you're not failing, but chances are your metabolism is being influenced by more than just the food alone. Okay, we have to look at the quality of your sleep and the quantity of your sleep, your stress levels and how you're managing them, even your daily routine, your meal times, movement, screen time, all those things can directly impact energy and how good you sleep at night. And if you are not getting quality rest, your body is becoming less sensitive to insulin. That means that your glucose or sugar is going to stay in your bloodstream longer, it's going to run higher, and it's not going to be as effectively moved into your cells. So what happens then is we have higher blood sugar. So our blood sugar is going up, insulin resistance is worsening over time, we have more cravings, we feel more sluggish, our body's storing fat versus burning it. So all of these changes set yourself up for even more poor sleep and even more cravings and even more poor food choices. And if for any of us, our lifestyle can make it very hard to fall asleep, especially if you're a parent, you're working a full-time job, maybe you're trying to take care of children or elderly parents, and you're just feeling like you're stretched so thin. This is the problem I see with so many of my clients. It's the exact reason that I created the Sleepdemic Solution, because even for myself as a mom of 3, working full-time, sleep always gets put on the back burner. But if we don't improve sleep, we can't improve our health, we can't improve our weight. So we have to start focusing on sleep as our #1 priority. All right, so what can we do to improve our sleep so we can improve metabolism, blood sugar? Well, there's a couple really, really simple things. One comes down to timing of meals. You don't want to have a big meal right before bed because digestion is going to impact how you're sleeping. So aim to have your bedtime meal about 2 to 3 hours before you lay down, and try to avoid large amounts of fat, large amounts of refined carbohydrate, because this can cause spikes in blood sugar, it can increase reflux, all of which impacts sleep. So you want to really think about building your meals around lean protein, slow digested carbohydrates that are rich in fiber, and healthy fats. This is going to stabilize your blood sugar throughout the day, it's going to promote better digestion, and especially in those sleep hours, it's really going to help you to fall asleep and stay asleep better. So So let's talk about this idea of willpower versus biology. Because I have so many clients that come into my office and their blood sugar won't go down. They can't lose weight. And they just say, oh, it's my willpower. If I just had more willpower, I would be able to do it. Well, if you're not sleeping well, it's not willpower. Okay, it's your biology. Because when you are sleep deprived, there are physical changes happening in your body that are working against you and making it almost impossible to achieve your health goals. Even in your brain is the thinking center of your body, and it's the part of your body that helps with self-control. So if you are exhausted and you don't have enough energy, that emotional, impulsive part of your brain, it gets louder. So instead of just saying, oh, there's a cookie on the counter, I don't need it right now, you feel like it's impossible to turn down. It's there and I need it. And then you also have hormones actively telling you you need quick energy, you have carbohydrate cravings. That's why you want those quick snacks. Okay, you're almost operating on autopilot, and all of these hormone changes and how your brain's functioning are all driving you to eat foods that are gonna make you feel more sluggish, that are not gonna support sleep, that are gonna store more fat. And that is what we have to change. That's why I want you to focus on sleep first, because when you sleep better, everything gets easier. You feel like your appetite is easier to control. You feel like your energy levels are more steady. Those food cravings go away. This is why it's so important to start there. Not to mention, when you have a good quality sleep, you're going to find yourself just naturally more active during the day. It's a lot easier to talk yourself into exercising when you're not exhausted, but on top of that, even just moving around during the day. I know if I haven't had a good night's sleep and I'm sitting at my desk working, I don't really feel like getting up. Whereas when I have a lot of energy, I had a good night's sleep, I'll get up and down more in between tasks. So it's the day-to-day that you can see this big impact. Lack of sleep means you're hungrier, you're eating bigger portions, you're choosing poorer quality foods, probably more refined carbohydrates and added sugars. Blood sugar is fluctuating more, so you're going to see spikes in blood sugar, you're going to see you're more insulin resistant, which means your body's going to store fat versus burn it. You're probably going to be less active because you're tired, so now blood sugar is going to be even higher because of that, and same with insulin resistance. And that means we're burning less calories, which makes it easier to gain weight. So you can see the cycle here, right? So sleep has to become the priority focus. Once we have sleep under control, then it's going to be a lot easier to manage things like diet and exercise. All right, so hopefully I've convinced you now that sleep is a critical role when it comes to health. So how can you actually improve your sleep to improve weight management and blood sugar? Now, the great news is you do not need to be perfect at all. We just need to make some really small changes that you're consistent with, and that is going to have the biggest impact on improving sleep. So number one, start with the timing of your sleep. If you can have a consistent wake and sleep time, that is going to get your body kind of on a regular schedule. And that's going to help your body know what to expect so that it can better regulate hormones and control energy and hunger. So going to bed around the same time, waking up the same time is going to be very, very important. The same when you build your meals throughout the day. Now, I go into this in a lot more detail as far as the timing of meals and certain foods that are really good at promoting sleep. But when you think about planning your meals, think protein first, quality protein, and build the meal around that. Then we want carbs that have slow digested carbohydrates. So fiber coming from vegetables and fruits, those resistant starches, if we want to have a baked potato versus French fries, that's going to be a better carbohydrate. So we get the energy, but it's slowly released into the body. And then having fats for satiety, but you want those healthy fats, those plant-based fats like avocado, olive oils, because now we're going to feel satisfied from it, but we're not getting the saturated fat, which can worsen insulin resistance or have a negative impact on inflammation in the body. So building those consistent meal times, having a consistent wake and bedtime, that's going to be very, very important as your step one and step two to getting yourself on a better sleep cycle. Now, there are a few other tips that you can start today to improve sleep. One is just little bouts of movement throughout the day, because your body can't fall asleep if it's not physically tired. So even if it's a 10-minute walk once or twice a day, that's going to be very, very helpful when it comes to improving blood sugar, improving insulin resistance, but specifically for that nighttime routine. Now, when we think about going to bed, set up a routine for yourself. About an hour before bed, start to dim the lights. Get rid of the screen time before bed because that can really make you more alert and harder to fall asleep. And then if you want to add some relaxing habits like sipping on a cup of tea or doing some gentle stretching and yoga or deep breathing, that's a great way to get your body into a relaxed state so you can fall asleep easier. watch the caffeine crutch. Caffeine has a half-life of 8 to 10 hours. So that means however much caffeine you have right now, 8 hours from now, half of it's still in your system. So have a hard stop with caffeine about 8 to 10 hours before your planned bedtime. And with alcohol, try to avoid it, because when we think about alcohol, it can make you feel groggy, but it's actually going to interrupt your sleep cycle. So you're not going to get that quality rest. You're going to see that your deep state of sleep is interrupted. So do not use alcohol as a way to fall asleep or make yourself sleepy. It's actually doing the opposite, because you're not getting quality rest. And then what I want you to think about is with any of these habits, whether it's getting a little bit of movement, building those consistent meal times around protein and high fiber carbohydrates, think about what is sustainable to you, because it's consistency that makes the biggest impact on long-term health. So if you want to start today for better sleep, and that's going to, again, better sleep is going to improve your weight and improve your blood sugar, number one thing I want you to do is think about something you can stick with. So maybe the first thing is you're going to go to bed around the same time and wake up the same time every day. And that's it. Just focus there, and then you can add a next goal. Or maybe you're just going to make sure each of your meals are balanced. You can start there. That's a great goal too. Or maybe the simplest one is have the caffeine, but make sure it's at least 8 to 10 hours before bed. And that can help too. So whatever the goal is, make sure it's something you can be consistent with, because it's the consistency that's going to have the greatest impact on improving sleep and improving your health. So here's the bottom line on sleep and weight loss. If you feel like you're doing everything right, but you are still not seeing results, that missing piece is not motivation, it's probably your sleep. Because we know that poor sleep can impact everything from metabolism to blood sugar, insulin resistance, hunger cravings, stress hormones, fat storage. We need to make sure we are thinking about sleep first, so all the other parts can fall into play. So what I want you to do is prioritize sleep. Really honestly ask yourself, am I getting quality sleep each night? Am I waking up feeling rested? If the answer is no, it's time to take action. So start with one small tip that I recommended in this video, whichever one works best for your lifestyle, be consistent with it, and add another one from there. And once you do that, you're going to start to sleep better, which you are going to find makes a huge difference when it comes to weight and blood sugar management. So let me know in the comments below, is this news to you? Did you realize the impact that sleep can have on metabolism and body weight? I'd love to hear from you below. And if you found this video helpful, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss new tips, tricks, and recipes. And I am thrilled to announce the release of my Sleepdemic Solution book, which will be out this fall. I will be sharing more details with all of you soon. So if you want more information, make sure you save the link in my description so that you get all the news first. Thanks so much for being here, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.